Hi, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching and with the help of Academy Sports Coach 2022. I want to talk to you about a session today that I've designed utilizing the two center back system. So where I got a lot of the ideas for this book is from a book that we have available on the website called The Role of Two Center Backs Defending Edition. I'm also going to do one on the attacking version of this book by Lucas Bertolini. But a lot of really great data, some in-game examples, and some flowcharts explaining the role of the two center back system, how to utilize it, what you're looking for in your particular system, but a lot of data that you can utilize to kind of teach, but also learn about and implement center backs in their design roles. So what I have here to start off, obviously the centerfold of the defender's arsenal is the 1v1 defending, being able to take a player 1v1, the last line of defense before the goalie, and stop the opposition. So what I have here is a series of 1v1s to start off, and we're just going to teach the player specific things they're looking for, reading the space, when to go, when to back off, when to delay, when they need to attack. And we'll start that with an end zone game where the 1v1 is coming at them. They need to push the defender away from the areas in which they can score. So if we have it set up like this and we have an outside area where they cannot score, what we're looking for the defender is to push the attacker outside these areas, which would be away from goal, and force them to wide areas with their defensive work. And once they get close to the end zone, then once we're going to have to step in and stop them from getting anyone forward. So we're working on the attack. We make it a little more game-like here. Attacking the ball. We're working on defense, but working on attacking the ball, as Arsene Wenger calls it, to make sure that they are unable to get a shot off or get an accurate shot off. So then what we do is we remove these sticks and we'll go 1v1s to a goal. Now this could be a small pug goal, you could be a big open goal, you can have a goalie, whatever you feel that your defenders would be able to best utilize. But now you're working on the spacing, the shape of the body to make sure that they are unable to get the shot off towards goal. So you're still implementing a lot of those different technical aspects of defending, body shape, when to go, recognizing space, all of these different things. But you're using it in a much more game-like situation. Instead of an end zone, you're as a center back, you're defending that goal and making sure they don't get the shot off. So you can create a scoring system possibly where, if they get a shot off, it's this many points. If they get a shot that it doesn't go on target, it's this many points. If they get a shot off their weak foot, it's this many points. And you can kind of tip the scales in a way that you're trying to make them recognize certain things. Like, again, if you want to get the player on the wrong foot, if they have to take a shot on the wrong foot, they lose, the attacking team loses X amount of points. And then to kind of up the difficulty, what I would have is the 1v1 here. You can make it the goal or you make the end zones. And then I'll have two more guys here, and they'll all have balls. So he's got a ball, and he's got a ball. So it goes 1v1. I'm able to, this guy comes at me. I'm able to defend it, clear the ball away. Okay? But maybe it dragged me out here as a center back. Okay? So the next guy starts to go. So once this ball's out of play, I cleared the ball over here. My job now is there's a wide open space to net. How do I get myself in the best shape to stop this attack? Do I drop back off and allow this guy the space? Do I attack early, all right, and make sure that he doesn't have the space to get a shot off and win this ball? Do I find this medium range and let him come to me, but give myself a little more time to find some body shape? It's all working on those kind of situations that a center back's going to be seeing. A six gets beat, an outside back gets beat. Do I go? Do I stay? I feel that, especially in the high school game, which I coach at, it's always difficult for center backs where I have two center backs either standing on top of each other or one center back is so far away from the outside back because they're afraid this other center back won't cover for them. So they stay home, and it's this huge gap, and they cut in, or center back goes too far out and they help, and the other center back doesn't go. So recognizing the space and delaying and the timing in order to get your body in front of the man on the ball to direct him wide and get him away from goal is incredibly important skill, and we're seeing this repetitively. So again, this guy goes this way, he comes up, he's able to go out wide, he goes out with the ball. We're again pulled out here, we clear the ball. This guy immediately goes, same decision we have to make. Okay, so we're getting waves and waves of information at the center backs. Now, what we can do here, I should clear it all. Now we'll move on to a 2v1. So now we're implementing not the individual skills of the center back, but the individual skills plus the relationship that they need to form with their defensive partner. So here we're going to start 2v1. Okay, 2v1, where this guy's just going to go to full steam, dribble at him. Which defender goes, which defender stays. Does this guy press? Does this guy drop? And we really want to talk about that relationship. How far is this guy dropping? How do we know who's going to go? When are we making the decision? The communication, all that stuff. So it should be easy 2v1. Towards a small pug goal or a small goal like that, we should win the ball consistently. But here, what we're working on is working on the communication stuff, working on the visual cues and the reads that we're making as the center back pairing. Up the difficulty, we go 2v2, we go even numbers. So we're again looking to press with this guy, and he covers. We're working on that relationship, the depth, and everything like that. Still 2v2, a little more challenging, but we're still working on the basics that we're trying to find in our relationship between our center backs. Next, we go 3v2, upping the difficulty where there's a man available. So usually what will happen is we'll play out wide here. This guy will go. He'll provide cover. This guy will stay and drop, but this guy wide. So when this ball is played out wide, how are we going to work defensively? So we've been working on the 2v1 and the 2v2 and the two guys in front of us. Now we've been spread out. They've changed position. How are we going to get this guy in the best position to defend? Is this guy going to go attack this ball and he drops off his cover? Is he going to attack the ball? He drops his cover, leaving the space, and then he's going to have to kind of work. What do you want in that defensive situation where you have a situation where you're at a numerical disadvantage with your two center back pairing? Okay, and the next obvious important aspect of your center backs is going to be their ability to win the ball aerially. So what I'll have is a bunch of balls here on the sidelines set up with some kick takers. Maybe it's a coach, maybe it's some of the wingers, players, whatever it may be. I'd like to have like a box here, real or imaginary, if you want your 18 out there. Maybe it's something like this. And then we have our two defending center backs in here. And what we're going to do is just whip in crosses to these guys from the wide areas. So this guy whips in across. I don't know why it's like that now. It's a lot swinger. Whips in across to our defending players. Now, if they're unable to clear the ball out of this area, this 18, wherever it may be, towards the directed area, there should be some kind of condition for that. The ball doesn't go out, you have to do a push up, whatever it may be. But to move on from there, what I like to do is I make it a little bit more. Now, you don't want to do this with the entire team for sure, because it's going to be kind of boring for some of these guys, especially if two really good center backs who are continually able to clear the ball. What you have here is if they are unable to clear the ball, right, doesn't get outside the box, these players are ready to pounce on it. And immediately from that cross, you're creating that situation where, hey, the ball didn't get cleared properly. One of the more dangerous situations in the game where now we didn't clear the ball, they have the ball, they're in our 18. How do we stop this shot? Pressure, go. We're doing a 2v2, right? Maybe we have three guys, maybe we only have one guy. We're creating that 2v1, 2v2, 2v3 situation, but we're making it game-like. We're making it in a situation where it's, oh, crap, not like, okay, it's very sterile. I know this guy's coming at me. It's game-like. How do we make a decision within the game to make sure that we are able to utilize this? The defensive concepts we've worked on in a bit of a messier situation. So we'll move on from there to now we're going to implement. We've worked on the relationship. We worked on the relationship with our two center backs. Now we want to up the ante and have a relationship with our two center backs and their outside backs that they're going to be working with. And you can add a 6 in here if you want. You can add a goalie in this goal if you want to go with the full goal or whatever you need. But what we'll have here is we'll have two attacking players that are consistently in, representing the strikers. Okay, and they're going to consistently be in. And then we'll have 4 players out here. And then we'll have 4 players behind them, maybe more. All right, so you just have a series of subs that are going to come in after this happens. So what you have here is we'll start with a 4v2. So the two strikers go against the defenders. Defenders work to work on the winning possession from these two guys. The outside backs work as they need to. We double here. We pull back for cover. We get a little tighter, whatever it may be. So they win the ball. Next up, we have another ball over here. These guys start dribbling in, and it instantly becomes a 6v4. So we're numerically at a disadvantage. Okay, we're coming off a situation where we were defending one area, the ball got out, and now we have to change direction, and the game's changed pretty quickly and get in a position to defend that now. So yellow is able to clear it, whatever it may be. These four go to the back of the line. These two over here as well. And then immediately what happens is the next group comes out. So we're creating, and I would do this drill, not for a totally long time, and keep it short, keep it to the point, because you want the high intensity. So you maybe do 4 or 5 rounds of this, and then you get a break, sub out the defense, whatever it may be. But I think it's a really great way to teach, hey, here's where we focus. Here are the skills we want you to utilize. Can you do this consistently at a high level, at high intensity, in a variety of different situations? The ball's coming from this way, the ball's coming from this side. I was over here, now I got to get over here. And I think it's going to make your players much more durable in their decision making from the center back position defensively in a game. So I'd love to hear in the comments some of the things, what are your key elements you like to see from your center backs? Like, what does your ideal center back look like? If you had to pick 1 or 2 traits that are the most important for you, what would those traits be? So again, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching and the help of Academy Sports Coach 2022, and with the help of the Role of Center Backs, our defending ebook that I'll put in the comment section so you can check that out. I hope this session finds you well.